Y ahí estamos grabando FENcast, grabando. Today is a very special episode. It is someone whose work, por lo que yo veo, is very psychedelic, but also explores human anatomy, and it involves plants every now and then. Rama, how you doing?
Hola, estoy bien. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Very chillaxed today so far. How was your day? ¿Cómo estuvo tu día?
Mi día fue bueno. Ahí empecé mi día con trabajando y chillando con mi jevo. Y mayormente yo me tomé, estaba diciendo la diligencia, so I was just running around doing errands and then napped for 3 hours and then woke up and remembered, oh wait, I have an interview. That was my day, been cheating,
Cool. Por lo menos. So let's get right to it. Yo asumo, o sea, para la gente que no sepa, based on what I've seen, trabajas dibujo, pintura, arte digital también. Y you're also very much into plants. Y creo que está training to being a yoga teacher, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yo asumo que el dibujo empezó desde temprana edad, right? ¿O cómo fue que te adentraste al mundo de la arte? How did you get involved in it?
De dibujar y todo eso,
Yeah.
o de arte plástica en general. Pues I grew up drawing. The first things I did when I was younger were drawing and writing. Those were the first instincts I had as a young child. And drawing stuck with me. Well, both of them stuck with me more, pero art was more supported by my family and was more invested into by the people around me than my writing. So writing became more of a personal therapy for me. También arte, pero eso se convirtió en más como un camino profesional para mí. And so I started taking it more seriously as a career. In high school, I went to art school for 5 years, 7 years. Didn't graduate, but I always had opportunities. So, and I always make connections with people. And I've also been on a solo spiritual journey as well. So my art brought a bunch of other things into my life apart from plantas y, oportunidades de hacer yoga y todo eso. It's taken me, it's been, drawing and painting has led me more into an even deeper form of creation where I'm creating my whole life again. So,
Nice.
Through other modes of expression.
Gotcha. Before going deeper into visual arts, do you still do writing every now and then?
Yes, I do. There's just so many stories. That I've experienced, that my ancestors have experienced, that people here have experienced, and people don't know about. And I know for a fact that the Puerto Rican voice is constantly silenced, constantly overshadowed by the U.S. government, constantly overshadowed, and, as a Puerto Rican person, yeah, that's también, una mujer en una sociedad bien machista, where our voices are constantly silenced. That's a very, and to have that, to see that reflected in the whole body of people under national politics, it's, gosh, where did I go from there? I just went so big and then I'm trying to come back down small. Pero, I'm sorry, you have to repeat your question again. I totally lost my train of thought.
No, ya que sí, todavía practicaba writing. Yeah.
I still practice writing. Yeah, basically, long story short. See, I write songs. I want to start getting into screenwriting so I can do web series. More for the fact of storytelling. That's what I want to develop my writing so I can use that as a motive, a vehicle for that.
Gotcha. Super dope. No sé, going back to visual arts, como mencioné ahorita, for the most part, it looks like psychedelia and plants and the human figure have been prominent in your work. So how did you find your path towards exploring that? ¿Y qué otras cosas te gustaría explorar aside from that?
How did I find my path?
Yeah.
Literally, you don't know what you're doing. You're just going what feels good. You're just going with what calls to you. I'm not intentionally thinking, oh, maybe I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I can visibly see the trajectory of, how one thing brought me to another place. No, it's me living life, and it's me honoring what calls me, what my heart feels drawn to do. And it's also based on experiences that I have that I'm also drawn to certain things, como plantas, como sanación, como yoga, como, múltiples métodos de sanación, Art was a form of therapy for me when I was younger. I came from an abusive household, and it was my form of therapy to release, soltar, liberarme de toda la cosa que no fue contable ni responsable, para, whatever. It was a way to keep my mind sane.
Mm-hmm.
And then that turned into me turning it into a career and investing in myself in that way. And then I came across even more experiences with toxic relationships with people and maltratamiento y todo eso. Just, dando cuenta que yo estoy, acercándome de gente que no me respeta. Y eso fue un otro tema que tenía que investigar, que tenía que preguntarme como que, okay, I'm an artist, I have this talent, I'm all this skills, yet todavía, why am I still receiving certain experiences? También. Y por eso, I started looking deeper into other forms of healing, plant medicine, and herbalism. And so when I arrived to the island in 2019, the first things I started doing was seeking out those resources of where I could understand better how plants work, because we are of the earth, sabe? And Mother Earth literally gives us all the tools that we need. Should we have the knowledge to use it and the consciousness to use it to heal our bodies and to bring ourselves back into balance? If we are not in a state of health that is so extreme that we have to take emergency measures. But if we are, pero anyway, I'm not a professional, so don't quote me. Pero sí, fue por las experiencias que yo he tenido en mi vida, mayormente por las relaciones que yo he tenido, que yo he aceptado antes que este año pasado, cuando estaba, aislada en una casa durante la pandemia, yo podía, reflejar en todo eso, reflejar en los patrones y, the cycles and patterns I kept finding myself in. And yeah, art has been with me on that journey. También I had to take a break from drawing and painting because my mode of expression started wanting to come out, and how can I heal myself in other ways aside from art? Mm-hmm. So art became less of art for me has been a major tool that has guided me on my journey toward my own healing in many levels, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, ancestrally. And then plant medicine has come into that because plant medicine is also a very sacred, old form of knowledge, old form of healing for a lot of us, for a lot of where we come from. Every culture has some sort of on knowledge and wisdom regarding plant medicine, depending on where they are in the world. And I wanted to know what that knowledge was here for Borinquen. Where was that knowledge here for our indigenous ancestors here? What did they use? Our African ancestors who came here, what did they use? What knowledge did they bring? And then fast forward to 2020, I met a herbalism teacher in Mayagüez who offered remote courses online durante la pandemia. Granted, it was a little difficult because teaching plant medicine virtually had taught me that I didn't really need to take a course on plant medicine. I can literally just directly interact with the plants and directly ask for whatever information I'm meant to receive about a certain plant, about a certain form of healing. And that information will come to me and I'll be naturally guided to it. Humans people, they can also be a vehicle for guidance. But it's also been a journey también with art, with like creativity. It's all about trusting yourself and trusting your vision and trusting what comes through you. And that's also been hand in hand with my creative process, you know, learning to remember that.
Of course.
So,
did
did
you
I
also
answer that question?
No, yeah, you did. Confia, you're good. Do you also plan on exploring any of these topics and web series or other art forms?
I want to start a podcast. I feel like being able to use my voice more is something I want to do. I want to do more music. I want to work with more like vibration, frequency, sound healing. I want to try engaging myself in other forms of art and creativity as well, como modeling and photography, film. And I've been connecting actually recently with people who have the tools to record music, have the tools to make really quality photography, and that's inspiring me more recently to, alter to instead of like using like physical tools, more so like paintbrushes and things like that. Now I'm using my body. My body is my tool. My body is my vehicle for expression. It's like bringing me back to myself in that way. So yes, I do plan on doing other things in the future. I'm doing more photography, more creative photography with people on the island. As I said, I just started connecting with people who are in music, who produce, who engineer sound. So I'm going to be exploring that more. And how does that coincide with art and expression? También, it's also in plant life. It's also bringing me back into nature. You know, wanting to use, you know, la naturaleza, you know, more as a subject matter in my work. Like, for example, me doing a photo shoot of me naked, like kind of like intertwined, my hair intertwined with the vines of the leaves of the plants that are growing all around me, like trying to immerse myself as much in my environment as possible, you know, and have it be an egoless act, you know. In my mode of expression, in my mode of creativity, and I know a lot of artists, you know, a lot of us, you know, para la competencia y todo eso, you know, we have to have a big, you know, and for our vision, we are very confident, so we have to have we have to have some level of ego and confidence. I don't know why ego has to be associated with confidence, and confidence has to be associated with ego. But you have to have a level of confidence that can border along egotism in order to be successful in the world sometimes, especially in the art world, you know. And that's not the kind of art and not the kind of artist that I am. The kind of art that I want to explore, especially con la naturaleza, con sanación, as egoless as I can make it, you know.
Stay humble at the end of the day. Gotcha. Te quería preguntar, ¿qué otras cosas te inspiran?
Me inspira. ¿Qué más cosa me inspira? Nature really inspires me. It really inspires me in so many ways. And I can't really explain to you, like in words, how it inspires me, because whatever inspiration I need in that moment, you know, if I'm in nature and I set the intention to seek out that inspiration, it will show it to me. It'll communicate it to me in a language that's not, you know, por la mente, but it's más profundo, you know. So the nature inspires me. Nature constantly gives me inspiration, even when I'm not looking for it, or when I am looking for it and I don't realize it. So what else inspires me? The kindness of others. The kindness of others inspires me, you know, because there are a lot of trashy people in the world. There are a lot of people who treat you the way that they feel about themselves. And the kindness of others truly inspires me as an artist to reflect that, reflect more of that kindness, more of that beauty in the world. Because, I want to be able to, the kind of work I want to make is reminding people of that beauty in our souls, reminding people of that beauty and that power within us to be able to create our reality, to be able to heal our lives, to be able to heal ourselves, to be able to write our stories. That is the kind of expression that wants to come out of me. I don't know what that looks like. What you're seeing on my Instagram is solamente una.
Mm-hmm.
It's what is able to manifest out of me now through my hands, but what's building within me now is other forms of expression that I hopefully by the end of 2022, I'll have even more to show, and that will accurately reflect the journey I am on currently. I feel like I'm in like an incubation phase, como que yo soy una mariposa and a cocoon, and all I have to share with you are like, oh, these are my plans, but lo que me inspira, sí, la kindness of other people, Mother Nature, and yeah, I guess I'll settle with that. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful. Casi ahora mencionaste que you've been meeting people who can help you with collaborations and such like that. Based on your experience presencial y digital, ¿cómo ve el arte en Puerto Rico right now?
¿Cómo es el arte de Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
No puedo decir. No he hablado con bastantes artistas aquí en la isla. Cuando llegué aquí, yo me metí más en activismo aquí, de soberanía de comida y de agricultores y permacultura y herbología. Entonces, the people I was talking to were more of like the spiritual community, new age community, and activists and revolutionaries on the island who, I'm going to quote that because whatever, who, care about food sovereignty, and preserving the land and keeping it from being privatized by foreigners and people like that. So those are people I was talking to the first 2 years. So I have not spoken, so this is a new chapter that I'm in where, now I'm consciously returning to my art. I am meeting more people who are reflecting the type of expression I want to put out. So I have to hold off on that question because I don't know, I can't speak upon the art scene. I'm sure it was a lot better before the pandemic started. There was a lot more going on. That's what I heard, and at least from people I used to know in Ponce. Pero ahora no sé. I just moved to San Juan recently, so I'm still, feeling that out, connecting with people I need to connect with. So yeah, to be, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Mencionaste a little bit about 2022, what you hope to do, pero is there anything planned out, or do you just go with the flow y que salga lo que salga?
Planned out?
Yeah, for 2022.
Well, yes. I plan on taking my artwork more seriously. I plan to start doing tattooing because I've been drawing for over 20 years. And there's no reason why I can't succeed in tattooing if I've been drawing for over 20 years. I'm thinking of more ways where I can develop more independent and financial independence. And how can my art moving forward assist me in that? Which is a new, as I'm saying, you're interviewing me durante like el comienzo de un camino nuevo para mí, donde yo estoy pensando en mí misma en una manera diferente, I'm having a new mindset, I'm having a new way of flowing. And so plans, definitely taking, stepping up professionally and career-wise with my art, and haciendo más mercadeo, producing more products to share with others. And I also want to get into tattooing as well. So that's a plan. I'm going to be ordering some equipment this week before the new year, so I can start the new year off with, getting myself ready, set up in that way. That's what I can say right now is like set in stone. So.
Super cool. Are you afraid of tattooing or está vamos para encima type of thing?
Vamos para encima, bro. Vamos para encima. Beauty is pain. Beauty is pain. I love feeling beautiful, so I'll do it. También maestra de yoga. I'm also going to start doing yoga, so as well, offering teaching classes. So that's also set in stone for 2022.
Bello, bello. De hecho, we're closing out a little bit, so where can people find your work? What would be your social media and stuff like that?
Well, my website, my official art website is under construction, but you can find my work soon, starting 2022, at ramakurokiart.com. ramakurokiart.com. And yeah, more details to follow from there. As I said, pasito a pasito, yo estoy like, organizándome profesionalmente, entonces. Pero sí, my current Instagram for my art is private because I'm reconstructing like my virtual presence on that account so that I can focus more on the artwork, present more of my work on that page. So once I plan to have that done before the end of January as well. So my website officially will be done, my art Instagram will be done, and so soon you'll be able to find me and my work on Instagram at artexrama and ramakurokiart.com. So, thank
Perfect.
you for asking.
Perfect. Y entonces, to close things out, what would be your advice for someone who wants to get involved in the art world or the yoga world or the plant world? What would be your advice for someone who wants to get in any of those worlds? ¿Me escuchaste?
I'm thinking.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna just look at you like, chacho. Ay, Dios mío. The only words that are coming to my mind now are shine your light. Shine your light. What makes you stand out is what makes you light up inside, what gets you excited, what gets you, that is you. And that is you that needs to shine for other people to see. And that will be received so well. So I didn't want to give like a, just be yourself. I didn't want to give like advice like that, but it's much deeper than that. And that's something I've had to learn myself, especially coming from a place of somebody who was a people pleaser and, never really trusted myself and never trusted what was reflecting back to me as my light, that helps me stand out. So that would be my advice,
Shine your light.
That would be shine your light, whatever you're drawn to, whatever lights you up, that is you. And that is the you that needs to be expressed in the world. And you have no idea about other people who may need that light as well. So my advice is that you shining and you honoring yourself in all levels, sin culpa, is a gift to other people. It is a beautiful gift to other people. And it doesn't matter what that looks like, whether it's writing for you, whether it's, making food, whether it's, that light that you bring into whatever you do, that is art. That is art. It's not just painting. It's not just things like that. It's you shining in that, and you infusing your light into everything that you do, and being received by other people. And you have no idea how bad people may need to see that light. So that's my advice.
Beautiful. It's a perfect way to send it off. to close out the podcast. So first off, I want to say thank you for saying yes to the interview. Segundo, mucha salud en lo que salimos de this new normal that we're living in with the whole pandemic and stuff. Y tercero para adelante. I want to see what you got for 2022 and for the rest of the years to come.
Thank you so much. Thank you for offering. Thank you for inviting. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Be wellness to everybody, you and everybody that you love and care for. And yeah, let's start this new year right.
So. Yes, indeed.